little test drive. No? No test drive? Or test put? Yeah.
Thacker and Shine, the Thacker and Shine Roadster, which went to Bonneville years ago without a trailer. It was like the number 11 car to go to qualify for a long course run.
And he drove
driving in the gate, yeah. A 32 Ford Roadster with a Bill Mitchell 427 Chevy crate engine in it.
How many years has Arkansas had this competition?
Well, now this was where this organization started out.
Okay.
This is this same organization. It was in Maxton, North Carolina. And then we moved to Wilmington, Ohio.
Okay.
And this is basically the same class structure and safety rules. Now, this is the engine class structure, the same as at the Salt Flats.
Are this book was never for sale, was it?
Yeah,
Can you buy this one like somewhere now?
No,
Probably not now. Huh?
It was for sale
back then, yeah.
By the organization.
Yeah.
It was the rule book.
It'd be nice to find one that somebody selling on eBay or something, you know. I'd love to have a book where you're part of it.
This was just basically the straight line racing, safety rules. And then the class structure and these cars. Let me get to something here real quick.
You show me what you want. I can edit anything out anyway. There's the car that Mother Nature won by. One guy told me, he's like, you had the market on Crosley's. He's never seen so many Crosley's at one place.
Oh, no.
In his whole life.
No, there are places where there are hundreds of Crosleys.
Really? A lot of people never heard of them. Guys my age, in their 50s, and never heard of a Crosley. But I can understand if you didn't. Well, I grew up a car guy.
But our parents' age.
Yeah, they drove them.
They had teachers that drove them to school, and they put them up on the steps of school.
Yeah, my dad, like I said, you remind me of my dad just because this is, all the cars and stuff. He had them until the day he died. He died a young man, though. But
well, here we are with a few of the records that we had set.
Okay. You want to point? Okay, I see one. I see your name here.
A lot of them in that category.
So, can I ask a question? Is there a book? Is this online where somebody can go and like turn to, how some people put books online where they can read the pages?
The final Maxton records are still online now.
Okay.
The website's the E.C.T.A. Mile.
E.C.T.A. Mile website. You can go there, guys. You can read all about the organization and Bill Murphy's records he set.
Well, now, and I work with the organization now. And then there's the nuts on motorcycles.
Yeah, you asked me next year if I'd help, and I was like, I'm all in to help you. Say the word, and I'll put the tent in the back and be down.
This is...
Give me a week's notice.
This is back then, but here we are with a 253.114, Wayne Pollock riding Rich Yancey's motorcycle. I'll show you some pictures of it on the poster.
253 miles an hour. Now what?
Oh, that's been topped now.
Well, I know, but I can't remember. What was the fastest you ever had to 66?
178.
Wow, 178 miles an hour. That is unreal. That really is. A lot of people go by and don't realize this car, is one of very few 66 Mustangs that's ever probably went over 140, let alone 178. Oh man, he's going brag. He's got bragging rights, guys. He's in Hotrod magazine.
Here's the fastest Crosley. That car has been 122 miles an hour.
Let me get the book on the date on it. September of 2008, guys, Hotrod. And this Crosley's been how fast?
122.
Wow, that'd be kind of dangerous. I love the paint scheme. It looks like the movie Cars way before the movie Cars.
And there's the Mustang.
Oh. So you get ready to see a car that was in the 2000 September 8th issue of Hot Rod.
Well, we're not done yet. That was the
We
last
loaded
time
on that
it was in
picture.
there.
Okay.
All right, and here we go with
This. I love the stories as much as the cars. Maybe more. Probably more.
some of the fast friends that run in this organization or have in the past. You might want to shoot some pictures of those.
Well, I can. What I do is I take video and I can take screenshots of everything I want. I'll do it better that way. I don't know why I took a picture at the beginning, because I just take screenshots and then I make them into thumbnail pictures. Oh, I know that car.
There's how rusty the whole thing was.
I know that car. I've seen that car. Oh my gosh, you got a big part of Hot Rod magazine of September 2008. You know how many people would just, that would make their day to do one thing that you've done? One thing, Bill. One thing, Bill. If people would do one thing you've done, they'd be amazed. That is unreal to have a car in Hot Rod magazine, and he acts like it's no big deal. It's just a magazine. Here he's so modest, man. The guy, well, anybody can drive by that's a car guy and tell him he's a lifelong car guy. Oh, that's a good picture. That is a good picture, guys. Wow, that is beautiful. I love that setup. Bill Murphy, above is Bill Murphy's Fastback. Has been a staple at Maxton ever since the first read about the E.C.T.A. and Hot Rod. Wow. They gave you some bragging rights. Man, that is so cool, Bill. I did not realize that you was in Hot Rod. I know you did racing, but you know, there's a lot of people that's done racing. But
there's a couple more of the guys that come. There's a Mitsubishi Evo that has been 239 miles an hour, I do believe.
Yeah,
237.
I can see it better, a lot better there. Yeah. Let me go back to that since
That's
I got a better shot.
Fastest Evo.
There's Bill Murphy's Mustang we're going to get ready to look at here soon. This is an honor, Bill. I really am. Yeah. I'd say this might be one of my best videos out of 1300.
One of the first Ford GTs that showed up on a racetrack.
Oh, man, that's a mean looking little Chevy Love. It's giving some love, ain't it? Wow.
It's a Ford Courier.
Oh, that's way off. Yep, I can see one of the, right before, they made them before the, yeah, it's one of the early 70s, it looks like, by the grill. Yep. I guess I shouldn't have been looking at the bit, but if you take right there, guys, don't that kind of look like a Chevy Love?
Well, it was about the same
size, same
little useless vehicle.
Yep, made into something like that. Wow.
Oh, that had a variety of engines in it. That guy bought engines from Sonny Leonard quite often.
Wow.
And then this pickup truck had a plexiglass bed in it, and Graham Bartless built this truck for a customer, and he worked with he worked with one NASCAR team, worked with the Formula One team. He lives down in northern Alabama, and he won a points championship the year before I did.
Oh, wow.
And then there's the rest of Hot Rod. And then
he's got me all... See, guys, he's getting us all excited before we actually look at really detail the car out. But
there's the car in the timing
the best
track.
way is right there, yeah. That is a very cool picture. I'd make a good thumbnail. One of them pictures out of Hot Rod stuff will be your thumbnail. I mean, for what?
I've got a bunch of them.
I'm going to push this on. I started Instagram and TikTok. All I do is put shorts and then post people's...
There's one of the slow records.
2014. So, see, guys, he ain't been out that long. 117.
That's on a Pinto motor.
And that's what's in it right now?
Yeah.
So why a Pinto motor? Tell me that reason. I mean, there's got to be a reason a hot rodder would do that.
Yeah, to run slower so I could afford to do it.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's with me. I'm a budget guy, but by choice, not because I have to. That's a good picture there also. Guys, this is stuff that very few people has ever seen.
That's burning the tires at speed right there. That's way out from the starting line. That's in second gear.
Oh, loving these.
That's up over 90 miles an hour.
And then you hit set, and it's still spinning. Oh, that's a good picture. Let's get this. This is 2001.
This
Ooh,
is
a little bit faster.
No, this was our very first record with a 302 that would run on Coleman lantern fuel. It was a low compression, just a get around street motor.
Huh. That is amazing. I'll let you turn. You know what you want to show me.
And then,
oh, 2005, guys, 145. What was you doing there? Same.
That was a little bit better motor.
Oh, 141 in 2005 also. 2006. Murphy's doing 150 in the old 66 Mustang. 148 in 2006. 2006, 150. 140. 149. 150. We're talking to a legend, guys. 145. 145. So 2007, 2008, 104. 100.
Oh, we got a couple that aren't even 100.
But they still, you set a land speed record and whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. People don't know a lot about what the whole idea of it is. It's not racing against somebody. It's racing against your time.
Against the clock.
Yeah, 115 in 2008, 94 in 2008, 2008, 95, 98.
That's a Pinto motor with no turbocharger and all stock parts.
Just a Pinto motor.
It was a $14 engine.
108 in 2009, 117 in 09, 121.
This is
129.
This is up at
Loring Timing.
That's up in Caribou, Maine, outside of Caribou.
Is that how
Maine.
you say it, Loring? Is that how you?
Yeah. That was a military base. That runway is over 100 yards wide and 3 miles long, and the concrete's 84 inches thick to get down below the frost line, and then there's like 16 feet of heavy stone below that.
There was a cartoon. What was that cartoon with that moose in it?
Bullwinkle.
Yeah, Bullwinkle. Yeah. There you go.
That's 14 pounds of boost on an absolutely stone stock Pinto engine.
Did you pay how much for it? Say it again.
I had $14.
And I believe it because I know how things were back then. Just, well, that wasn't that long ago. 108 in 2009, 118 in 2009.
Yeah, it hadn't had a V8.
124 in 2010, 118 in 2010, and 2010, 118. Yeah, Bill, I have to say, man, I liked you before, and I respected you, but you earned a lot more respect showing me this stuff. I'm amazed. And that he takes time. Here's some old hillbilly knocking on it, saying, hey, can I take, And I've been in contact with him for several months. He's just been a very busy man because of family issues. But we're going to do a bunch of videos here. What we're going to do is, with Bill, we might just do one car at a time because he's got so much to show, and I want to keep coming back.
This is
Let me turn it this way.
Time slips.
Yeah. If I turn it this way, I can see better.
You can see the ones when they're signed off on. They are a new record. So a lot of these classes I was able to
if
run.
you're signed, they set a record.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, stop this. You know how to freeze frame and blow it up. Check these out. These are cool.
Oh, and there's always some notes on here sometimes.
No shutdown. Okay. Yeah, you didn't break none.
No, but he popped the motor.
Oh.
And he got out of the groove, and went out and checked, and there wasn't any fluid in the groove, so we were able to keep going without
that was cool.
Having to clean it up. Jason was pretty good. And then the time tickets from Loring. And we drove up there.
You drove it?
Yeah,
with the Pinto motor.
1,350 miles.
And a Pinto motor.
With a Pinto motor.
$14 Pinto motor. Says, guys, I'm telling you, you don't need money to be happy, do you, Bill? You just need the passion, huh, Bill?
Well, we got our first record for $540 and an awful lot of work, and cut up a lot of stuff in order to get pieces of tubing, and we didn't have any money. We just did it.
I'll tell you one thing. You know what really made me feel good is when I came back. I've talked to Bill before. I came back just a couple of days after going to No Nationals. He's like, I am so glad to see you right after you drag race for your first time. He could see it in my eyes, the passion, I guess. That made me feel real good. That's when he asked me to come on out and help.
We got a couple time tickets in here I want to show you if I can find them.
Yeah, take your time, Bill. You show me what you want, and we'll do like we said, you know, break it up in different videos. That way you ain't have to bother me all day. We can do a video on this car, and guys, there's plenty of videos here. There's plenty more racing history from Bill.
There we go.
Old stories of his
Seldom
dad.
Seen Slim has a website, landracing.com.
Landracing.com, guys.
He's a motorcycle racer, but he drove the mild motor to the fastest it ever went.
137 and a half. Them halves and tens counting racing.
That was a $300, over 100,000 miles on it after that. Naturally aspirated V8, low compression, 87 octane engine, mostly made out of junk.
Sun was in my eyes. I had to turn a little bit, or sun in the camera. I mean,
Now this was one of the coolest things.
Oh, that's a good picture.
This was the inspection sticker for our first meet in 2007. So every car and motorcycle out there had a picture of that car on it.
Man, so the people that does Landspeed record, they know Bill Murphy, huh? They've heard of Bill Murphy.
Yeah. Well, the guys in the East, anyways. Not everybody out west.
Yeah, but I mean, you've made a name for yourself years ago here. Wow, these are some good pictures. You gotta get these guys.
Yeah, this is Jason and the Waddell brothers and myself, and this is more fun per dollar than you ever saw in one picture.
There's younger Bill right there. Man, that's a good picture of them cars. I love ratty original. Ratty. Well, rat rods are alright, but I call these ratty originals. Where you don't do nothing special to the outside and just drivetrain it.
Yeah, this is Bobby Puckett here. He helped put that car together the first time we did it. Being towed by a 57 Thunderbird.
That's amazing. Still got the police car rims on it now. Back on video.
And then this is the drive shaft loop. The original seat mount when it had less cage in it, but then this is the seat up inside, or the cage up inside the car. It was built in the car. And then there's the seat that I was making in the Thunderbird shop.
Yeah, that's another thing, guys. This is his hobby, his side thing. What he did for a living all his life is worked in a very well-known Ford, I call it Ford, maybe not all Ford, yeah, Thunderbird shop, and Hills, and he's a true car guy.
This is pictures up at Loring, the very first meet. Some of the East Coast Timing Association guys that went up.
I keep getting that sun in my camera. Oh, you got the sun in a big ending of it, but they're more worried about the pictures than me and you anyway. I know they don't want to see me, Bill. They see enough of me. I try to make it about the cars, not me talking on it.
We get lots of guys with some oddball stuff.
I'm trying, guys. So bear with me. You know, I'm an amateur here.
After we went to Loring, we have a few little things to see here. These are some of the street rods that were up there. This is in Grand Falls, New Brunswick.
Okay.
And we drove over and cleared customs, barely in time to be able to get dinner, and got a girl on the street to take a picture of us.
Yeah, guys, you got to remember, you know, smartphones just came out here like 10, 11 years ago.
This is in Grand Falls. This is the falls, which isn't much at that time of year, but in the spring thaw, it flows over 90% of the water that Niagara Falls does. And then this is leaving the pavement and driving into the woods. It's after the end of US 1 up in Maine at Fort Kent.
That's the best thing about smartphones and technology. We can capture a lot more than we couldn't before.
And then this is the gate getting into the woods. And this is the very end of the pavement onto the dirt. And here's our registration for the
2009.
And so then,
showing the back of it.
And there's our campsite in the North Maine woods.
That's what I was doing down at No Name National, just pop a tent. Some people was going to the hotel, and I was like, I don't think I would if I could afford it.
Well, in order to leave the woods through to Canada,
you don't have
to stay there overnight.
You don't have an option of a hotel probably around that area, did you?
There's no telephones, no electricity. There wasn't a light to be seen. And it was wonderful. If we'd have had a tent that kept the bugs out better, we might still be there.
Might still
Until
be.
it got cold.
Oh, Bill.
But then, this is the kind of roads we drove on. We had about 60 to 65 miles of this to get through there, which we shared with well, here was the restroom facilities in the woods.
That's what my grandma had till the day she died in the outhouse. They had a pump well and electric, but outhouse you went. Derby High, Ethel Herb. Big shout out to Ethel Herb. That name always people used to call gas Ethel back in the day.
Then we got through to this is coming up to, this is the U.S. Customs office, and it's a block down to the Canadian Customs. But the Customs office had the control for the gate to let us out of the woods.
Okay. So once you're in there, you're in there.
Yeah. And then this is Lake Pohanegamuk is the pronunciation of it.
I'm glad you said that, not me.
That's in Canada up there. It's a very, very
beautiful scenery.
Sparsely populated region of Quebec.
Beautiful scenery.
Oh, it's gorgeous. And then this is a post. This is a war that there never was a shot fired. It was called the Aroostook War.
Uh-huh.
It was finally settled by Eisenhower in 1953. And this is that corner of Maine. They decided where the line was between the United States and Canada through the woods up there.
That's something I'm going to have. I love history. I'm going to have to check that out.
And then we came back down through Canada, and that's Niagara Falls, which my girlfriend had never been to Niagara Falls.
I've never been there. It's something I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling this, well, starting now, really.
And then another thing we've done with these cars is to do junior high school math problems.
Uh-huh.
Such as the circumference of the tire, the rear end gear. I can only afford to turn my engine this many RPM.
Uh-huh.
So how fast can I go?
Uh-huh.
And in the 7th and 8th grade, they're learning the math that's involved in doing that.
That's great. That's super.
They enjoyed it, us doing it, and we had fun doing it. And the kids all sent us letters.
Old Oregon. Oh, man. That is cool. I got to get some of these letters. These are kids thanking them. Oh, man.
And we suit one or two of them up and get them in the car. And
you have, no wonder you're such a happy man when I meet you. You got a lot to be proud of, Bill. You've touched a lot of lives by people you never met, huh? And you're going to do it again on video. You're going to touch a lot of lives, I guarantee you.
Now, I got 2 antique cars that I am incredibly proud of.
Okay.
Having been able to work on. That's one of them.
Oh. Wow. 38. It ain't a Plymouth. Tell me what it is.
It's a Cadillac.
Cadillac.
That's a rare Cadillac, so rare that even Elvis Presley couldn't have one.
I've never seen that before.
Well,
I've never remember seeing anything like that, Bill.
Let me show you how far I got to take it apart.
Take my glasses so I can see what better here, what's going on in the video.
There it is with the quarter panel off of it. It has what's called a cat's eye lighter that you can see through the handle, and so you can see that it's hot because it glows.
Now, how long ago? How long you get rid of that car?
Oh, it's not my car.
Oh, it's a car
No, I got to do some of the work.
You got to work on it. Okay.
Yeah, I did all this metal work to it.
Well, that's how many. Do you have an idea how many were made back then? I know very few left, but
there's only 3 or 4 that are whole, and maybe a half a dozen of the LaSalle's, which was the same car with a different grill.
Wow.
There's the floor before it went back in, and the tool tray in the back of the trunk.
Remember, guys, I'm an amateur, so work with me here. Bill's not an amateur, though, that's for sure.
Yeah, that was the 38 Cadillac was a really interesting piece, and this grill, the same guy who designed it did the cord, the coffin nose cord.
See, that's what I was thinking. That looks like a cord, which I love, but I thought, no, it's not.
I think there's 17 or 19 of these plates. They're all different. They're cast pot metal and chrome plated.
So the same guy that designed the cord one designed that.
And then it's got long screws, this long, that go down in between all those plates with little tubing spacers.
Wow.
To hold it all together.
So that's something you...
It was a nerve-wracking thing to put it together.
Do you know how long the restoration took? Probably had to be in a long time.
It was a little over a year.
Oh, a lot of people working on it, huh?
It was absolutely ludicrous money.
Oh,
and the shop owner lost his butt.
But he was happy to be able to work on it, maybe.
Well, it won an AACA Grand National first prize. That's a big deal.
Money's not everything.
Right,
money's not everything.
This one, I did another one of the Crosley Roadsters that I'll show you sometime. We'll take a drive in it sometime.
You hear that, guys? He's going to take me a ride in it. I know you asked me last time. I asked if I would. And I said, heck yeah, I would.
It also, it was the next car in line, and Marvin was able to take both of those cars and get first place at a Grand National meet with them.
Wow.
So that was a neat to be proud,
yeah,
to be a part of.
Yeah, guys, this is super. We're going to do the 68, what he wants to do today. Mainly, we want to push the story out, get you to Google this stuff and look it up on .com and stuff. But there's a lot of cars out here that's got stories like this one he's getting ready to show us, and we're going to break it up and we're going to work it whatever Bill's Pace wants to do, because he's the boss. I'm just an old hillbilly taking videos. He's the star, man. He's the star. I usually say the cars are the stars, and I do like people telling their stories, but your story is the best story I've ever came across, and I'm just really getting into the stories right now. Yeah, this car, all them pictures you've seen, guys, right here it is. I mean, I feel like I'm looking at something that should be in a museum, and I ain't saying that because he's just right here. You guys heard me before how I talk about this stuff. This has got a 4-cylinder Pinto engine in. That was the last engine that he raced in. That you heard him. Paid $14 for it when he got it. Built the roll cage inside of it. He's got pictures of it ratty before he patched it up. You know, I love the look. I wouldn't even clear coat it. I would just leave it like it is. But I learned real quick. He's opening the hoods. He shows me everything. Because what it is, I feel like a kid and I'm all excited. You know what I mean? Like in a candy store. And you can get people upset by doing that. Wow, he wasn't lying, guys. That's a Pinto engine. Who would have ever thought? I bet people go by and I bet, oh, I bet you that's got that in it, that in it, and that in it. I guarantee you not one person has went by here that don't know you and said, I bet you that's got a Pinto engine in it. That is unreal. So when did you buy that engine for $14?
No, I had the stuff. That's what I had.
Had in it.
Everything. I had to buy a new head gasket.
Oh, so that's what.
Everything else was scrounged.
So how long have you had the engine, would you say? Did you have it way before the car? Because I know you have a collection here.
I'm not even sure which block and head are on that thing right now. So I don't know where I got them from.
Okay.
Most of it was I traded blown up junk for other junk and then went through.
And you probably did. Hey, you might not have been the nicest, the most expensive car there, but nobody probably had more. You had just as much fun as them, right? I mean, you had to. You had to.
I had a lot of fun.
Oh, I can imagine running around with young Bill. I'd say young Bill probably would have got Junk Car Willie in trouble, because he acts like he might have a little ornery side to him. Huh? He's giggling about it. I'm a good judge of character.
Now, see, there is things you got to buy sometimes.
Huh?
You got to buy some things sometimes.
Oh yeah, I understand. Good radiator in it.
This is a Snow Performance water injection pump. This thing doesn't have an intercooler, and I was running as much as 22 pounds of boost.
Nice radiator there.
And well, and that was actually that was kind of a bargain.
Really?
It's a custom radiator. It's a Griffin. It's a real all welded radiator.
I love them cop wheels on there.
But as much as this looks like a stock Mustang, there's nothing stock. Nothing. Everything's
underneath. Everything.
The arms are different lengths, and it's all about it being the drivability of the car. I'm not just a straight line racer. Yeah.
The glass is all good in this thing. Everything. Oh, I love that old school seat and roll cage. Hey, is that a Pinto seat over there? Or no, that's a Fox Body Mustang seat, isn't it? On that side?
It's a Fox Mustang.
Yeah. Well, Pintos kind of looked like it. Man, this thing is really cool inside. Now, again, when did you first buy this car?
1985.
Okay. And what did it have in it then?
It had a 289.
The original one?
No.
Okay.
No, it's originally a K code.
I was going to ask you. I knew one of these Mustangs was a K code. Is the red one ain't right? Just this one?
No, both of them are.
Both K code Mustangs.
Yeah, but then this is a little rust falling.
Yeah, I do that in my Buick.
The roll cage is tied to the rear spring mounts and to the rear bumper mounts. And then it goes up into the front of the car, clear to the front motor mounts.
See, I gotta check that out better now, since you pointed that out. Yeah, we're over a half hour right now, so there's no way we could do every car in a day. There's no way. We'll just do one at a time. Look at this, guys. That is a cool old decal. 84 to 85. Now, did you put that on there?
No, the guy I got this car, he was living in Lake Chewewa.
Okay.
You know what we're talking about?
No, I don't. I just thought it was a cool old decal.
Down by across the interstate from the dog track down there.
And cross lanes? Okay.
And the lake was in the news for a long time because something happened to the dam, and there was a whole bunch of problems getting somebody to be able to do anything to refill the lake.
Now, where did you talk about how that roll cage comes up to where in here? Can I see it up here anywhere? Where?
No, it's under the fenders.
Oh, okay. It comes up underneath the fenders. Man, this guy, like you said, there's nothing stock on this. When did you have it ready to race it the first time?
2001.
So okay, so you enjoyed the car a lot.
Yeah, but we didn't. We didn't pass the real race car test until 2004.
Okay, so you
And then
actually
we put a
enjoyed the
real
car. You enjoyed the car before you.
We've driven it 500,000 miles.
And you know what? I bet you're not exaggerating. I bet you really drove 500,000 miles. His buddy's here smiling behind it. He knows. He's like, yep, that guy's telling.
It's got like 18,000 miles showing on the speedometer when we got it.
Okay.
That was its second life.
Okay.
Because it was a totaled car before. I had actually seen the car and had a hand in getting panels ready for it clear back in the 70s.
Wow.
And knew this car existed. It's the package that it originally was. It was a hypo, 4-speed, 350 locking gear. The door tag says it all. It was ember glow on the outside, which was an optional color, and it had a parchment and ember glow pony interior.
That's
pony interior.
Now is that a custom combination? Because I don't see them that much like that.
No, it's really.
I mean, did they order? Did they
kind,
factory order that? You think that color combination and stuff?
Yeah, it all was all on the sheet. Every car back then was a custom order. The dealer ordered it.
Okay, yeah, that's right. I remember, and there was only a few that they had to show, and they wouldn't sell them usually.
It was Cincinnati district, and it went to Charleston and was sold new down there. And I got to see the original invoice. The guy's house burnt down in the midst of me buying it, so he had the title and stuff in the lockbox, but he didn't have all the other documentation, and so it was gone. But the car was $5,400. It was more money than a Shelby.
Yeah, with all them options.
And I've been offered trades for Shelbys for it, and no, it's not going anywhere.
I tell you what now, you watch this video when it comes out in about a week, and we'll make it a premiere. You're going to see the comments. I'll give you this, Bill. I'll give you this. Hey, the guy don't need money, okay?
Everybody needs.
Well, they need money, but what I'm saying is it'll never be sold, is what you told me before. Right? It'd take a lot of money.
I've turned down stupid money before, and I might do it again.
Okay. Well, you heard him, guys, and there's a lot of Mustang guys out there. A K-code Mustang alone. But you got a K-code Mustang that's got racing history in it. And 4-cylinder Pinto engine. How many, like I said, guys come by here, they'd never think that's what was in that car. And they would never know that this car is that important and set them records and all them pictures on it. So the people in the Landspeed competition on the East Coast, they know Bill Murphy. They've heard of Bill Murphy because he is still going to the events every year. 35 years, am I right?
No, we've owned the car 37.
Okay, how many years have you been going? Starting to be
going down to those meets in 2001.
Okay, so you've been 21 years in it.
Since the last of 2004, I've only missed 2.
But and you don't just go. You help set. You're a big part of it. Help set up.
Yeah, I do work with the organization, and so does Kim.
And what was the? Well, no, I was going to go on the thing about the Crosley with the high school kids. We'll do that when we get to Crosley. There's so many stories, guys. Oh my gosh, this guy's real. But guys, this video will, like I say, there's going to be a lot of stories from Bill. And if you're a true car guy, you're going to learn a lot. I'm amazed. This is me hearing this stuff right off the bat. Now, I knew he had racing history. He showed me a place to go look on YouTube. I seen one thing. I never knew it was like this. I really enjoy myself. Bill, before we go, is there anything else you want to tell me about the car or about this one? Because I know we got so much more.
Let's go back in the building here.
Follow Bill in his outside museum here. They need, you know how they do historic places where they ought to start doing it with places like this. Automotive history. I watched a live last night with Steve Magnotti on it, and that's what he was talking about, and that made me think, yeah, I mean, he said he's really going to, you know Steve Magnotti, I'm sure you heard of him. He's going to try to do that, he said, with work with SEMA and stuff like that. This is a nice sized building you got here.
Yeah, this is actually built to be a barn, not to be a...
Yeah, but
it's
I have to ask. I can't walk past it and not ask. What in the world was that?
That's a milling machine. That's...
Because people's going to ask me, what was that? How old would you say? 120?
I don't
19,
know for sure.
1920?
There's other guys. We have a milling machine
Love the
over there,
overhead
and we
thing.
needed some pieces, and this was a convenient way to get it. But
No,
that thing weighs about 6,000 pounds. And
are you retired now from making Thunderbirds? You just working on your stuff now?
no, he and I had a disagreement, and I don't work
let's
for him
not.
anymore.
We don't have to talk about that.
No,
then.
well, he and I.
If you
still
want
get
to, you
along,
can. Okay, great.
And I've used that machine over there, the brake lathe, for him many times.
Okay. Yeah, this channel is all about positivity.
Yeah.
You gotta be. Hate will just eat you up. Believe me, I lived it.
And
Okay.
that big box back there looks like that. That's the exhaust. I don't think we can actually get to it.
Can I just walk to right there?
You gotta step back through here in order.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it.
Well, it's
right
showing
here.
up pretty good right now. See what it's showing? It's
Yeah.
showing good in here. So that's the exhaust off of the.
Off the Mustang.
Are you
with the
serious?
V8.
Can I walk right there?
Yeah, you
If I
gotta-
walk right there, I will be careful. Bill, I'm putting it
can
right
get-
on camera, guys. If I fall and hurt myself, I'm not suing Bill.
Okay, you'll have to step over
Yep.
some stuff.
Get up.
And then those pallets are stacked. You should be able to, not in the middle of the board.
Look at that, guys. What would that be worth right there?
No, it was just the time that it took to build it.
That is unreal,
It'll
but
go
it's
back on
unreal.
the car.
Now that's when it had the V8 in it.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if you can see the pipes
I
in the
can't
front.
really see the. Well, yeah, it's showing up a little bit.
There's a box in there. The
Okay.
exhaust dumps out into a box and then goes into the pipes. And then the ends of them are similar to a super trap muffler.
Yeah, that's what I
And
seen.
inside of that is got some diverters so that it helps quiet it enough. It really wasn't quiet.
Oh no.
Well, we had it on a decibel meter, and at a 50-foot drive-by at full throttle, it made 95 decibels.
That's a piece of art right there. It really is.
Well, that, you might think of it as art, but that's an exhaust that actually really did work.
Well,
I got asked by the professional racers
I love it.
how I
Wait.
could drive that down to the starting line like a truck and then run that kind of RPM on the racetrack.
And that's how?
And that had a lot to do
A lot
with
to
it.
do with it. Now,
But
is
I
this,
didn't
is
come
it,
up with the
that's what I was getting
plan.
ready to ask you. Is this something that you came up with, or?
David Vizard, who if you go back and check out his
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah, he's all over. He was going to be part of the No Name Nationals. He works with Andy Wood. I just found him a few months ago.
he wrote a paper on doing this to be able to muffle cars.
Uh-huh.
And it kind of explained what I had done to the previous exhaust for this car and why it worked. And so
Yeah, I have much respect for that
instead
guy.
of 2 boxes underneath the car, I put all 8 into one because what I had done was made a small box. And I wanted to put a crossover in, and it was a way to do it.
Huh.
And it made the car much more drivable with a bunch of cam in it.
I just found him a few months ago. His health come and go, so he didn't make it to No Name Nationals. Found him through Andy Wood, YouTube is Unique Motorsports, a real good engine guy. But he shows that he learned so much from him, you know. And that's where I got to listen to the guy and really respect the guy and the racing and the stuff he's done. So for you, you know, that's
best-
wild. You have, I feel like that's a connection there.
One of the best books there ever was on how to get power out of motors is How to Hot Rod Your Austin Mini
Uh-huh.
by David Vizard.
Okay, guys, I'm making that into a short right there because David, he would love to see that. I think he'd like that. So have you ever met him?
No,
But you think that
No,
he had a
but-
lot to do with...
but 3 weeks after I explained to a cup car guy how that worked,
He made a book.
I saw one on TV upside down underneath Tony Stewart's car. So, yeah, the idea obviously works. It doesn't mean a thing with fuel injection.
Oh,
It only helps carbureted engines running down in low RPM trying to get going, and it really makes a difference. And it allows you to muffle the car without killing any power.
from what I know of the man and from what I heard of him and the way Andy Wood talks about him and Tony DePeo from Uncle Tony's Garage, I think he will enjoy and really be thumbs up of what you just said. Oh man, Bill, I never. You was like, I've got more than cars to tell, and I'm like, everybody's got a car story, but Bill, guys, tell me if this is not the best video out of all 1,300 you've ever seen, because it is my best one, and this is going to be a series. We're going to do a series and try to put out a video once every week or 2 weeks, and do a series on the important stuff. Then with the stuff that he just bought and has around, we'll do part of it. Okay, what we got? Let me get a different shot of that.
That's a guy for making a Crosley splash apron.
Yeah, he's all into rebuilding Crosleys too, guys.
This is a sheet metal die, and we'll have to do a video on how you do this.
We are. We're going to make this a series, right, Bill? Bill, if Bill, I'll tell you what. You guys like the video and you want to see more, this is going to be one of my longest videos. My longest video is an hour, and this one's going to be close to it. If you guys want to see more of Mr. Bill Murphy and his other stories, you guys got to like, you guys got to share, and you comment, because he's on YouTube. He will read the comments. So you comment in here like you would comment to me. Bill will read it, because he's already said he checked out my stuff before he even like, okay, you can come out there. So I appreciate that he thought that much of me, but you got to do that. Like this right now, we could do a whole video on that right there.
That's the engine that's in those, the pre-war Crosleys.
Okay.
That's all that motor is.
And that, I guess it was used as an airplane also?
No. It's
okay,
so
what's the wheel
that
for?
It was used as a fan in an orchard.
Oh, see, I'm new, guy. I'm new to all this. He's old school all the way.
This is the engine covers that go on them.
We're getting into another video, guys, but oh well.
We're here. We're going to just show
you.
Yeah,
I'm talking to them like I'm talking to. You show me what you want, buddy.
That's the other side.
I'm proud to be here. I thought I was walking on an airport. I came here, guys. My adrenaline ain't stopped since I drove to No Name Nationals and car show where I was invited to. 750 cars at car show just boosted my confidence. I've never really been proud of myself for 30 years besides my children and grandchildren. And now being able to do this with Bill, I feel like when I said I was kicking the channel up in high gear, selling my 2020 Honda Civic to put money in the channel to drive and put my projects on the road, I meant that I'm putting everything I can, eat one meal a day, camp out everywhere I go, to make this YouTube channel grow, guys. This is stories I want to hear right here.
This is
now. So the Crosley engine. Can I ask? Was it? Is this an engine out of a Crosley, or is it like they sold these Crosley engines to do this specifically?
No, this one was an engine out of a Crosley.
Okay.
We're pretty sure this one was a 1939.
Okay.
And it's quite worn out.
Okay.
But it's possible to rebuild it. These are really difficult engines. You can't buy anything for them. So you have to make it all.
And that's why you got so many of them. And now you do this.
Mine.
But that's what I was getting ready to say. You do that for a friend of yours. Yeah.
He and I have this hobby together.
Okay. Well, we go in that when we go into Crosleys. But guys, I could be here all day long with Bill. And, but we did the story on the Mustang. As you can tell, Bill has plenty of stories to tell us. And I guarantee you he's got more stories than he has cars, don't you, Bill? Huh? As always, guys, I'm going to sign out here now. Anything you would like to say at the end here, Bill? Anything you would like to speak out to the people that's watching this? I'm just not putting you on the spot, but...
Don't sit on a lawn chair at the car show. Get up and go run something.
There you go. Hey, guys, as I always say, it'd be a sad, boring world if we was all the same. Get out there, buy, drive, and pick something you can afford. And just remember, this is going to be a series. Bill has opened up for me first time. This has never been on his stories, never been like this on YouTube. So please, guys, show some love, show some sharing, likes, comments, because he'll be reading them. And that way we'll come out and do, I'm telling you, we could do a video on this every week for probably several months. But we'll do it until it does. As always, keep being you.
We're really out.
another lift this morning.
You guys, he just made one video. Old dad's running back garage.